Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you this story. So, someone announced on TikTok that the rapture was happening today, and a lot of people took it seriously and are taking it seriously. I'm not going to get into a theological debate or discussion about the efficacy of reading something literally that isn't even there. I'm just not going to get into it. But will tell you this: when I was a kid growing up in a Pentecostal church, because there was so much emphasis on sin and worthiness and whether or not you were going to make it in, every time there was a thunderstorm, I thought it was the rapture. As this little kid doing my best to do my best, and I was afraid of living because somebody had used their interpretation of Scripture to make sure that you were so afraid of dying that you lived the way they prescribed for you to live, even though they weren't living it fully themselves. I had a wonderful pastor who was not like that. He was kind and caring, as was his wife. But our denomination moved that way. And what's amazing to me is when folks, when their thing turns out to be wrong, their prediction of what is happening, they don't they don't take that like, oh my goodness, maybe I'm the sinner and maybe I need to live differently. And maybe, no, they just go, oh no, there was just a misinterpretation of something and Jesus was testing us. They just add on to the thing. In the meanwhile, there are young people who are listening and older folks who are listening who are forced into fear. Some of you may say, well, they chose to believe that. If you're socialized into understanding and seeing the world a certain way, it's difficult to not see it that way. I wish those who thought they were right about slavery and those who thought they were right about Jim Crow and those who thought they were right about women's rights and those who thought they were right about a whole bunch of stuff would have to be faced with more than, oh, well, I was wrong. But if I did truly got what I wished, then I'd be those folks who try to make you believe one way just so they can have theirs. I love you, and we're all going to get there.